Was really pleased with our second half. I thought our energy level was much higher. Our intensity and attention to detail at the defensive end of the floor was much improved in the second half. And I was excited to see us limit the turnovers. We still had some unforced errors in the first half, but only 4 turnovers in the second half. And then look forward to getting back in the gym for some free throw work this week, heading into Monday's conference opener.
And we'll open it up for questions then.
Coach, what was the conversation at halftime? Your team has a 9-point lead. Transy's fighting, battling, competing, as you like to call it. And then in the second half, your team just ran out on an 18-1 run. What was the difference?
Well, I thought we got our lead there to 15. I believe it was 36-21. And then the last 4 minutes of the first half, I just didn't think we had the energy that you have to play this game with. I talk about it all the time. The thing I love most about college basketball is the passion, the emotion that you see players bring to the court every day. And I just didn't feel that in the latter stages of the first half. And I thought coming out of the halftime break, we were much better in that area. We started getting some defensive stops, which enabled us to get out in transition, establish our paint game with our bigs, and then we were more consistent shooting the three in the second half. Some guys really stepped forward and knocked down some big shots for us.
Coach, the three-pointers weren't falling in the first half. Did you put an emphasis on putting it in the paint? You had 26 points in the paint in the first half.
Well, we did, but I think we were able to get the ball in there. Transy does a nice job of both doubling the post and then on any screening actions down there in the paint, the guards do a good job of really staying to help get their teammate through. And so it led to some open looks there at the top of the key. We just didn't knock them down. But I thought in the second half, we were able to shoot the ball much better. I thought those were big threes that Chico hit in transition. And then when Transy switched to their 2-2-1 three-quarter court press back into a 2-3 zone, I thought our guys really shared the ball well, and Breon Whitley stepped up and knocked down some big corner threes there.
Devin and Chico continue to be huge off the bench. What allowed them to get off to such good offensive nights?
Well, first off with Devin, it's his elite athleticism. He's as good an athlete as I've been around in all my years doing this, and we want to make sure he takes advantage of that athleticism. And it was a big play. He got out in the passing lane and got a steal that led to a breakaway dunk. And he gets on the offensive glass. He's a great finisher around the basket. And he's a key guy for us against teams that play a smaller four-man that's more perimeter oriented. We need his quickness to defend on the perimeter. So I thought he was very good and brought great energy tonight. And then Chico, he's playing very efficiently offensively. I think with his strength, he's able to get to the basket and finish plays. And he has shot the ball very consistently all season long. And I think that's a great credit to the work that he's put in the offseason, the confidence that he's playing with, and the shot selection. I think he's freeing himself up for some good looks at the basket. And, it's great to see for us. And I think in addition to that tonight, with his 14 points, he also has 3 assists, 0 turnovers. So I thought both those guys played really well for us tonight.
You spoke about how in the second half the defensive effort kicked up and then you went on that run. How much is that effort that you saw in the second half, what you kind of try to drill into your guys that you want to see, for as much of a 40-minute game as possible?
Well, I think that's the key. I think every coach in the country would probably tell you right now they're still searching for consistency. I think that's the key word. And our effort was fine in the first half. We just got hung up on a couple switches, and they made us pay. And Larimore, Gentry, Jefferson, those are 3 guys who've been double-figure scorers since they've been at Transy. And if you make mistakes like we did, they can make you pay for it. So I thought our discipline was much better in the second half, and that enabled us to get some more challenge shots. And we did a good job on the defensive glass, and that led to some transition for us where we were able to get the pace of the game to our liking. And I think going at them to the press to start the second half, we mixed in some three-quarter court pressure and also some full court pressure. I thought that really ignited our players defensively and got us going.
And maybe talk about what it was like just to see the Silvers brothers get to face off tonight.
Well, I hope it was really special for both of them and their family. I think obviously we're all in college athletics to win championships and hopefully prepare our players to get their degrees and have great success after they leave here. I want our players to have an awesome experience. It's an amazing place to play and coach here at Murray State. But when you can have some moments like that that'll last a lifetime, that'll be talked about for years to come in their family, I think that's very special, and really excited that was able to happen for both of them tonight.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping by. Unless there's any others.
I was going to ask Coach one more question. We're not going to see you until Austin P next Monday. What do you work on between now and then? What's the key focus for the Racers heading into Clarksville?
I hate to bore you to death here, Ed, but everything. We have to keep getting better in all areas. I think defensively, we know it's going to be a different game in Clarksville. We had a terrific performance here. They were a little banged up. We know they'll be ready to go on Monday, but we have to continue to get better defensively so we can hopefully impact the game with our pressure and try to limit the domination of Taylor down there in the painted area. And then offensively, we did a really good job the first matchup, handling their pressure. We only turned it over 11 times. We've got to continue to do a good job of that and just want to keep getting better with our execution. I think the big key for us as we move forward this season, I love our personnel. I think we have great talent. I think we have good players at every position, just working to establish that inside-outside balance. And then, as I mentioned earlier, just overall consistency. And I think that comes from having really good practices. And so that's what we'll focus on Thursday through Sunday heading into Monday night.